How are you guys going about acquiring your capital as far as like the trucks and all that?
So I have just been funding everything myself right now, taking money from my buyout from my previous company and just kind of using that to purchase stuff and get the business going.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of companies I talk to, they're like, oh, yeah, we have a line of credit or we just put everything on a credit card. We just
Yeah,
hope to pay it off, every month,
yeah,
I think so. Everybody's a little bit different. They're in a little bit different situation. So I was curious
yeah.
to ask that question.
And I always wonder, this is one thing with me and my former business partner that was kind of a pain point for us is that he was pretty liberal with money and I was ultra conservative. And so I sometimes wonder if I'm being too conservative with that sort of stuff and just trying to cash flow everything and not go into debt. I know there's companies that look at that a lot differently, but that's what we've done so far.
Sure.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible podcast. Today, we're going to be covering a lot of key topics, the challenges, the pain points, growth, expansion, and many more. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, Brady, appreciate your time. Thanks for hopping on a podcast call with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a little bit. So you guys are fairly new. I'd love to learn a little bit of background. I mean, you guys, started last year? Like, how'd you get into this line of work?
Yeah. So I got into plumbing about 28 years ago. I came home from serving the mission for my church, and I had a cousin that was actually doing plumbing. And we spent a lot of time together, just visiting, hanging out at my grandma's house. And we got talking. I knew that college wasn't a route that I was going to be going. Grew up on a dairy farm, and school was never a good thing for me. And so I knew that college was out of the question. I planned on just dairy farming for most of my life and got kind of thrown into plumbing almost by accident. I just thought, well, I can work hard, and so I'll go out and we'll plumb. And I did that. I got my start in new construction. I did that for about 10 years, right up until the crash in 2008 when new construction was, took a dump. And I got over into the service world a little bit more. I had a friend that wanted me to go and start up a service department at a plumbing department at his service business. He was doing heating and air conditioning and appliances, but wasn't doing plumbing. So I did that for about 7 years, and then had an opportunity to go and start my own business back in 2016. I started a company with a partner, and it was a plumbing, heating, and air conditioning company. We built that to about 8.5 million over a 9-year time frame. And then a year ago, we had a unpleasant falling out, and that's where the new business came from. I started Empire just kind of as an opportunity to work with my kids and help them build a business So my son's been plumbing for 5 years, and he started the business with me. My daughter was answering phones, and so that's how Empire got its start. And that's where the 1 year of business with, in fact, it was actually 1 year yesterday that we officially started Empire. So that's just a quick background there.
Oh wow. Okay. Very nice. I gotta let me ask you this. When 1 year yesterday, when you started, we told people you were starting a business. Did they say, "Oh, good April Fool's joke"?
No, I felt like it was an April Fool's joke
Yeah.
because I'd already done it once.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy because that, I mean, just starting a business, it's time consuming, it's exhausting, it's all of the difficult things that you can imagine. And so after doing it and starting it and building a successful company and getting it to the point where it was pretty much running on its own, to move on and start again, I thought I was playing an April Fool's joke on myself, to be honest with you. But it's been good.
Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah. That's just you said yesterday. I was like, oh wait, that's
Yep.
April 1st.
Yep.
So
It was April 1st. We had actually started the company a little bit prior to April 1st, but April 1st is when my official buyout from my previous company took place.
Okay.
And so I just consider that our start date for
Yeah.
our new business.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. No. Good. Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. So I mean, 1 year in business, how have things been going for you so far?
It's good. There's lots of ups and downs, and there's little things that you wish that you could, little hurdles that you wish you could just circumvent. There are hurdles that I'm familiar with from my last company, and some of them you can work around and some of them you can't. But all in all, it's been good. It's been good to build something with my kids and try to teach them what it takes to own a business and to run a business and to be successful. So it's been good in that regard.
Good. 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 What's been some of the challenges you guys have been facing?
Challenges, policies and procedures, those are always challenges in a business. Initially getting everybody to, having a family business poses its own difficulties just because you're the dad and you're also the boss.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of, you can give direction and the kids are looking at you, like, oh, that's just dad. And so there are some challenges in that regard. But from the business standpoint, it's just the challenges of finding clientele, of staying busy, of getting all your procedures in place that you want to, how you want your business to run, finding employees. It's kind of all of the things that are just a challenge with a startup business.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I completely get it. It's for being a new business, or I'd say a young business, and doing this yourself or having just a small crew. You're doing a lot. You're doing the marketing. You're probably doing the payroll and the hiring and the firing and the training.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah. It's a lot until you can build enough cash flow or build your get your procedures in place on how things should be ran, and that type of stuff, and then you can kind of start outsourcing stuff.
Yeah.
To other people. So yeah, I totally get it. That's the challenge, but it's also good to know too, because like when you guys do grow to a little bit bigger, you have an idea of what's going on. If something does, go haywire, you can probably help it and help. You step in and help. You can, things of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Well, how are you guys going about getting clients, right now? Do you guys have wrap trucks? Are you guys doing marketing? Are you guys, talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah, all of the above. So I did have a lot of clientele that followed me from my last business, and I'm sure everybody will be thinking, well, what about a non-compete? We did have a little version of a non-compete where I could not get into the HVAC space for 2 years, but plumbing wise, I was able to go out and obviously start a plumbing business because I did. And so I had a lot of clientele that just kind of followed me from my previous company to now. I'm in a small town. I've lived there my whole life. I get a lot of business just from word of mouth and people who know us, but definitely the wrapped trucks, that's been a big thing. And marketing right now is also something that we're doing, and just trying to, get the word out that we're out there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Are you guys looking at expanding to the HVAC place when your non-compete expires?
Yes. Yeah, that would be high on our priority list, would be getting
Gotcha.
back into that space.
Okay. Okay. What about electricians? About electric.
That one's a lot lower on my priority list. I know that there's a lot of home service companies that are going that route, and I think the only reason it's lower on my list is just because I'm so unfamiliar with it. When we started our previous company, I was a plumber and my partner was an HVAC guy, and so we just kind of got together and worked hard and built a company that way.
Mm-hmm.
And we never really got into the electrical space at all. I think he has since kind of got into somewhat of a version of them, or he has an electrician that they hire out or something. But as far as a full-time electrician, that might be something that I have to grow into a little bit.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, no, HVAC definitely makes a lot more sense just because, you were kind of doing that to an extent, with
Yeah.
your previous company. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Lot more familiar with that space and kind of what's needed to run that and grow that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely stick with what you know, and then you
Yeah.
expand from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Well, talk to me a little bit about on the marketing side. Are you guys doing like social media ads? We mentioned the wrap trucks. You think anything else? I was actually talking to a guy the other day. Yeah, he's a very big out of the box thinker, and he bought a limo and he wrapped his limo and he drives around town. And so
Okay.
trying to yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I like that idea. I actually had a friend at one point that I knew years ago that I really wanted his previous company to purchase an old classic vehicle and get it wrapped, something that would really stand out going down the road, running through parades and stuff like that. So I love that idea. It's actually one that's crossed my mind. I haven't done it yet. Mostly just a lot of your traditional marketing things, as far as wrapped vehicles, and then your SEO and paid ads and
yeah.
your Google and Facebook stuff, some mailers and stuff like that to some areas that do well with mailers. But next step was probably going to be like some billboards and stuff like that when we get to the point where we can handle something like that.
Yeah. Gotcha. As far as social
So,
media, you guys doing it yourself, or do you have a third party that you're working with?
so we're doing like some of it ourselves, but we do have a third party that handles some of the social media stuff. So,
Sure.
but most of it comes from us, our two, my daughter, and then our other office manager. They work on making daily posts for us and putting them around on community pages and stuff like that. So they do that part of it.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Perfect. Oh, you guys said you're just about on track this year from work this year than what you guys were doing last year. I mean, how do you guys see the rest of 2026 playing out? Because we're done with Q1 now, which kind of
Yeah.
feels like it flew by. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the rest of the outlook for the rest of the year look.
Good. Quarter one is always, at least in the service department, is always a slow month or slow quarter, excuse me. And so, yeah, it's looking up. We've got a few contracts with some good contractors that are doing some commercial work that we're going to be doing. And I think things are just definitely looking up this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we really, over quarter two and quarter three are definitely the, where we'll see an increase in our revenue.
Sure.
So we're anticipating that, and I think that will hopefully come in a little bit closer to the 1.2 that we were projecting, and at least stay on pace for last year. I felt like we had a good year one, being just a startup, and it was really just my son and my daughter and myself for that first half of that first year. So, hitting 700,000, we felt like we've done a pretty decent job that year. Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
I think we're on a good track to exceed where we had been.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, that's great. Do you guys focus mainly on uh commercial, or are you guys mainly residential, or a little bit of both?
So mostly residential. We've just, in fact, I'm happen to be sitting out in the parking lot of a commercial job that we're working on right now, and we just kind of landed this new contractor who's just looking for a new plumber, and so we've got a few commercial jobs that we're going to do for him. But mostly it's residential service, drain cleaning and that type of stuff that we're focused on right now. We're going to do a little bit of residential new construction as well. If we get into anything bigger than that, like real major commercial jobs, I just don't have the manpower for. So we have to keep it just a little bit smaller right now until we build up our employees here.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. You guys are pretty tight knit. Do you guys, how much do you expand? How much do you guys plan on expanding? Do you want to hire 2 or 3 more employees, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so I'm hoping over the next probably 2 or 3 years to add maybe 3 more trucks, and then hopefully a good plumbing manager that can go out and do the stuff that I've been doing right now in the business.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what our growth looks like. I think we're staffed okay in the office for the time being, but I would like to get to where we're running about 6 trucks over the next couple of years. We're running 3 trucks right now, 3 trucks plus myself. I don't really count myself because I'm just doing estimates and bouncing around. But yeah, so hopefully doubling
Yeah.
the next couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How you guys going about acquiring your capital as far as like the trucks and all that?
So I have just been funding everything myself right now. Taking money from my buyout from my previous company and just kind of using that to purchase stuff and get the business going.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of companies I talk to, they're, oh yeah, we have a line of credit, or we just put everything on a credit card. We just
Yeah,
hope to pay it off, every month,
yeah,
I think so. Everybody's a little bit different. They're in a little bit different situation. So I was curious
yeah.
to ask that question.
And I always wonder, this is one thing with me and my former business partner that was kind of a pain point for us is that he was pretty liberal with money and I was ultra conservative. And so I sometimes wonder if I'm being too conservative with that sort of stuff and just trying to cash flow everything and not go into debt. I know there's companies that look at that a lot differently, but that's what we've done so far.
Sure. Yeah. I think it depends on how you use your debt. You can't just go out and blow money and not have a plan in place or, something like that. I feel like, there's, of course, I feel like you're good debt, bad debt, of course, but I think it's feel like you have to know how to use it and have some sort of structure that, okay, we're going to pay this, we're going to buy this, we're going to pay it off X amount of months, that type of stuff, just be
For
responsible
sure.
with,
Yep.
yeah, so
Yep.
yeah, it's just like teaching your kids about money, that type of stuff. It's like, okay, well,
Absolutely.
yeah, I have a 3-year-old and I'm not quite there yet. I have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old, but I will be at some my,
Hey,
my
yeah, you're at the good point in life. That's when they're really fun.
yeah, yeah, it is. It's a lot, 3-year-old is a lot. My 3-year-old is a lot of fun. She's really sweet most of the time, but
Yeah.
she's been an only child for 3 years. Now that we have a newborn, her little brother, who's 3 months, so she's having a little bit of a hard time transitioning from, hey, I have to go take care of your brother and let me feed him and all that shit. And then of course that's when she wants all the attention. So
Exactly.
as I'm sure you know exactly what I'm going through at the moment.
Yep, 6 kids. I had 6 kids, 5 girls and 1 boy. I've actually got 3 grandkids right now, and one of them's a 3-year-old, and one of them's 18 months, and they're a blast.
Yeah.
But they're a lot. So,
Yeah. They are. They are. Yeah, we're lucky that both my wife's parents and my parents are here in Denver, so we definitely lean on them a lot to help out, and it's very nice.
that is super helpful having family close by. We were in the same situation. We had tons of family to help, so it made it nice.
Yep. 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 Yeah. Complete. It's fun, and this is my parents' first set of grandkids, and my mother-in-law. My wife has an older sister, and she has 3 older kids, so she's been through it all. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yep. 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 So yeah, it's a fun time this time.
Absolutely.
But Brady, I really appreciate your time. Do you where can they find you? Let me ask you that.
Where can they find us?
Yes.
Shoot, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. I'm the social media idiot, so I can't even tell you what our Facebook site is, but empireserviceut.com usually gets you to our webpage, I believe. And so, other than that, just reaching us by phone, and that's about the best way to do it.
Perfect. EmpireServiceUT.com.
These are the questions that I pass along to my Yeah, these are the questions I pass along to my daughter because when it comes, as an old guy, when it comes to all this social media stuff and the Facebook and Instagram, I am way out of the loop.
I wear a couple different hats, and I work with my dad in another venture that we're working on, and he's 71 years old. So yes, I have to remind him constantly. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
this way. We didn't do this. We talked to this guy 3 months ago, and here was the conversation. That stuff. So
Yep. It's one of those things that's really been it's been an interesting change because it wasn't that long ago when I was at that service company that I went to help start. That the main source of advertising was the yellow pages. They'd invest a couple $100,000 a year to be in the yellow pages so that people could find them. And just over that 10 or 12-year time span, it has shifted immensely. I mean, people don't even know what the yellow pages are anymore, or what a phone book is for that matter. And now we're doing it all different. And it's that part's left me in the dust a little bit. I haven't kept up like I should on that digital trend.
yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1 million a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. This episode is brought to you by Jonathan Keim and the teams at 360 Commercial Roofing and Top Roof Marketing. If you own or manage commercial property or you're a roofing contractor looking to grow, Jonathan has spent more than a decade helping businesses protect their buildings and scale through proven commercial roofing and marketing systems. His companies specialize in commercial roofing solutions, roof asset management, and marketing built specifically for the roofing industry. Whether you need a trusted commercial roofing partner or want to generate more qualified roofing leads, check out 360 Commercial Roofing or Top Roof Marketing. You can go to www.360, like 360, commercialroofing.com, and Top Roof Marketing, www.toproofmarketing.com. Now let's get into today's episode.
We use platforms like Nearby Now and a few things like that are supposed to help you, when people are searching for you to show up that you're nearby and whatnot. It's a world that it frustrates me a little bit just because I haven't kept up with it, but it's just such a necessity in the in any business anymore. It's just a vital part of it to know how to do that and to, the Google review stuff is frustrating sometimes, but it's just a vital part of your business.
Yep, absolutely. Now it's all AI, so that's going to be the new digital.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's taken over. That's a crazy thing as well.
Yeah, it's amazing like what you can do now. You could have I could be a software developer and I have no experience in coding. But I can create an app or something like that with just using it. So, but yeah, it's the world. It's only going to get more advanced.
It is. Yeah, I need to get catching up with it.
But yeah, Brady, appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Stick around. I actually have a quick question for you if you don't mind.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Builders Bible Podcast. If you have any questions or if you want to be on an episode, reach out anytime. Alex at kings-coaching.co. Talk to you guys soon.